This morning was a bust. I wanted to hunt the edge of an SMZ. I tried slipping in there. Got almost up to the tree. 3 steps from the tree I wanted to climb in. And I got busted. And I snuck in. I waited till it got daylight. And then I snuck in with the birds singing. Because there's a little bit of wind activity this morning, so I felt like I could sneak in real tight on the bed. And I got a little too close. So I J-hooked out and I got out of there. I did a little scouting on the backside, on the downwind side of him. And I found a little corner that he's really wearing it out. And these deer droppings, old, fresh, lots of deer droppings, big place, 1 deer bed there. So I'm right on the edge of bedding. And when those deer get up this evening and come out of that bedding, they're coming that way. What I'm going to do, though, is previous years I've scouted that same area, and there's a little pinch right above that I can get in. I've not scented that area up at all. I know that his deer tracks, when I followed them, they were pointing that direction. In other words, they're coming out of the bed area, and it's one of the only trails. There's only 3 trails that come out of that bedding, aside from the SMZ where I was. So technically there's 4. Now what I was trying to do this morning was call him to me. There's scrape activity down there, and I figured if I get up in the tree, get up in there quiet, I could make a few grunts and bleats and get his curiosity up. Maybe he'd come down there and show his dominance working his scrape. Circle his little area and scent check it. Well, that didn't happen. So this evening I'm going to get on the very back corner of his bedding where he comes out. I think he's coming out there in the evening. It looks like a good stage area. This one trail's pinched. I'm not very far from where I just scouted, but I'm in a different spot that I've not scented up, pushing a little further up where his tracks are coming from. Now that in the corner tonight, it's probably gonna be boogered up. I mean, they gonna get in there, they're gonna smell my scent, and he may actually avoid that little corner for a while. I don't know. I mean, this buck he survived several years down here evading me, and I mean, I don't know how he does it, to be honest. I mean, I rarely ever lay eyes on this deer. That's what the game plan is this afternoon. I'm going to kick back, get my thoughts, get the wind right, sneak in there late this evening. I'm not going to set up and be in there for a long period of time because the wind's whirling a little bit, and I want the wind to settle down some when I go in there. I want the thermals I want to just beat the thermals. I think that's going to work to my advantage. We'll give it a shot. Wish me luck. See if we can't make it happen. I snuck in here real quiet for a afternoon hunt. Just got through doing a little bit of a call sequence. When I heard this thing coming up, man, I got excited. I thought, here it comes. And it was an armadillo. Well, who knew that calling deer would call armadillo too? I learned something on this trip. Anyway, my grandbaby will be excited to see this thing. She's all about armadillos and critters in the woods. Well, thank you, Lord, first and foremost, allowing me to harvest this buck. It wasn't a perfect shot. He moved in on me pretty quick. He's definitely a mature buck, old buck. He got some character in his antlers here. Got a hole in the horn here, and broke off tine here. Beautiful buck. I don't know what I can say. I come in for an afternoon hunt. I've had encounters with big bucks down in this bottom before they come in at last light. This one come in early, What I did is I climbed up a cedar tree. I had a lot of brush around me, and it turned out pretty good. I wasn't that high in the tree. He caught me when I drew my bow, but I had so much cover in the tree, I don't think he really knew what it was. I got lucky to get the shot off. He stopped. If he hadn't stopped, I never would have got the shot off. So I'm glad he stopped. He's an old joker, old big headed mature deer. Looks pretty looking deer, swelled up. Man, good looking deer. Thank you, Lord. I guess I could tell you what I did though. I come in here and I snuck in this bottom. He's got a scrape right up there on the hillside behind me. He's got scrapes all around in here, a couple of rubs, and he's been active. It's kind of, some of these bucks are in lockdown mode. Some of them are still chasing, searching for does, and some of them are just in between, I guess. I don't know. There's some does in here too. I didn't see any does. I just seen this one buck, an armadillo. Armadillo come in here, man. I got all fired up, excited, thinking I was gonna get me something, and it was a big armadillo. And then I'm watching the armadillo and I hear his footsteps behind me. I'm like, holy man, he's right behind me. I turn around and there he is. Just, I don't know, maybe 15 yards from the base of the tree. And I don't know what he's sniffing on the ground over there, but I guess maybe where that armadillo was rooting around. But I did some grunts and bleats, and them old cedar limbs, when you snap them, they make a loud noise. So I basically called this buck in here to me. The bed area is about 80 yards from here. There's a real thick, nasty hump down in this bottom, and he beds in this bottom. I've jumped him out of here a couple of times, or I've jumped deer. You know, it may not be the same buck, but I've jumped deer off that hump. And as soon as I got climbed up in the tree, I snuck in here quiet as I could, because it's pretty loud. The leaves are crunchy. And the first thing I did was break a couple of limbs, and I grunt with my voice. So I went, "Arr!" I want it to echo in this holler. So I do it kind of loud now. "Arr!" Do 2 or 3 of those, and I wait a few minutes, you know, let it calm down, get quiet. Because sometimes you'll hear footsteps trotting. They'll run to you when you do that. Well, if they're hunting a doe in heat, this is the time to call them. I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 minutes later, you know, I'll do a small, softer grunt. I'll break a couple of limbs more, make some noise, and then I shut up. And it wasn't long, here he come. He may have been listening to that armadillo and was coming up here to see what it was doing, making all that noise. I'm not really sure, but I could hear. I just heard a deer over here. So they're moving. Could be another buck. Now let me get him out of here. Thank you, Lord, again. I'll go get you one of these things, you hear?